One evening last December, my 7-year-old daughter, Eleanor, lost a tooth. And as she triumphantly brandished the small white prize for my inspection, I had to feign enthusiasm. It's not that I begrudge my children these tooth fairy years. I love that they are still so pure of heart and willing to believe in magic. But I'm just so disorganized. And sometimes I forget to perform my tooth fairy duties. That evening last December was one of those nights. We were getting the house ready for the holidays. I had mountains of laundry to fold, a closet full of presents to wrap. I had teacher gifts to assemble. I had to move the elf. I had a lot on my to-do list that night, and I got a lot of it done. But I forgot to be the tooth fairy. Just before dawn, a very disappointed Eleanor came into my room. I told her she got up too early and tucked her back into my bed. Then I made an excuse to run downstairs and find something to put under her pillow. No time to search for shiny quarters. I would have to use whatever was in my wallet, which ended up being a $5 bill. $5 for one tooth. Later, her brothers joined us for the big reveal, and 3 sets of eyes widened at the large sum. Before the boys could start decrying the unfairness of it all, I mentioned that it was mid-December. Maybe it's like a Christmas bonus. Then I cringed as I saw the look on my son George's face. He was undoubtedly plotting how to best rip out one of his own teeth before Santa arrived. Being the tooth fairy exhausts me. The next month at the dentist, we were told that Eleanor needed to have 2 teeth pulled. It was an awful, bloody business. She was brave, but couldn't hold back the tears that streamed down her face. Neither tooth was even close to being loose, and no matter how much Novocaine they pumped into her, she could feel each excruciatingly slow extraction. Everyone assured her that the tooth fairy would be very good to her that night. Call the tooth fairy, Mommy. Tell her she better hit the ATM. When it was over, I carried my sobbing child to the car and promised ice cream, a small toy from Target, a day of television. Shh, it's all over now. The rest of our busy day flew by, and as evening light dimmed, Eleanor asked me, will she really bring something special tonight? 2 things occurred to me in this moment. The first was that she said, you, before correcting herself. So, this is where it begins. She knows, but she doesn't want to know. She's at that precarious moment of childhood where she has to actively choose to believe in the impossible. I remember when a friend told me the truth about Santa, but suggested that I could still believe if I wanted to. I said I thought I believed just a little bit longer. Eleanor wants to believe just a little bit longer. The second thing I thought was, shit, I totally forgot to go to the ATM. I grabbed my purse, but all I could find was yet another $5 bill. The same amount that she received for just 1 tooth that didn't cause her 1 second of pain or terror. Moments later, my husband Chris arrived home from work, and I demanded, how much money do you have in your wallet? He was only able to produce 2 crumpled singles. I explained our predicament, but Chris was a bit more practical. Look, $7 is a lot of money for a little girl. Don't obsess over this. So I tried not to, but once the kids were asleep, I started obsessing. I rifled through junk drawers and change jars trying to find more money. Again, Chris tried to reassure me, stop freaking out. $7 is fine. I assured him that he did not understand. This morning was awful. It was painful and scary. I had to help hold her down. She was promised something really special from the tooth fairy tonight, and she is this close to not believing anymore. He just sighed. Well, she's going to have to figure it out at some point. As the grim truth of this statement washed over me, I thought, but today, after that horrendous morning of blood and tears, after all of the promises I made just to get her through it, after she actually let slip that she is starting to figure things out, but wants to believe in magic just a little bit longer, today, not today. Continuing my search, I found more wadded up bills and handfuls of tarnished coins. I placed them in an old marbleized paper box. Now it was a treasure box. Then I dug through my jewelry and found a tiny amethyst charm, one that looked like it came from fairyland. Finally, I wrapped everything in an emerald silk jewelry pouch that my aunt sent me from one of her trips to Europe. I know. I tried to make something special out of old, dirty money and forgotten mementos. I did this because I am her mother, and I knew she needed it. I did it because she is so special and deserves to believe in magic as long as she wants to. I did it because it's my job. I am a fairy with a tooth fetish and a willingness to trade in cold, hard cash. I'm a fat old man in a red suit who delivers toys that you can buy at Target to homes all over the world in one night. I am a mythical bunny who fills baskets with candy and hides colorful hard-boiled eggs that nobody ends up eating. I will give my children as much time as they need to chase rainbows and pretend that shiny quarters come from pots of gold because they only get that kind of magic for a few short years. Someday, they will have to dig deep and believe in themselves against all odds. If they don't believe in magic now, how will they do it then? Right now they are little and anything seems possible. Someday they'll have to grow up. Someday they won't be so full of wonder. Someday they'll have to make their own magic without my intervention. Someday, but not today. I am the keeper of magic in my house, and I think I want to believe just a little bit longer too.